You're back again with legislation this year that would provide reimbursement to local fire suppression entities on the initial attack of a wildland fire. Tell us about this issue and your concerns.
This is an issue that has been brought to me several years ago by our local fire chief, District 1, Noel Harden from Southern County. And I've been working several iterations of this bill to get it moving forward. You know, minutes really count in these flashy fuel fires. And it's important that the county fire department can get on it quickly. But the terrain in many of our districts is very steep and difficult to get to. And a lot of these county fire departments have been using aircraft for years to fight the fires. But some of the smaller fire districts like Blue Mountain, others have very small budgets. And some of the requirements within the law requires them to totally wipe out their budget before they can access state resources. And that causes a lot of waiting time. It causes a lot of these fires that could be controlled locally to get out of control. And then it becomes very expensive to the state to try and put those fires down. And it costs our local communities a tremendous amount of their natural resources. It wipes out critical habitat, it threatens endangered species, and it destroys our air quality for the summer. And it is a major source of carbon emissions in our state. And there is the question of how we can put that little plug in the gap in the way we address the funding for the use of aircraft in firefighting.
How would your legislation, House Bill 2086, address this issue?
My legislation imagines a new agency within the Conservation Commission. We're used to working with the State Conservation Commission to do natural resource protection projects. This agency would manage an aviation assurance fund and also stand up a board made up of local fire chiefs that do wildland firefighting, members of DNR, the state fire marshal office, and other important and experienced stakeholders to develop the program. It would involve a contract signed pre-fire season. The funding would be made available and the agency would administer reimbursements to fire departments that have used aviation assets. And at the end of the year, that board would meet to do a review of the year and identify best practices and lessons learned. It's a small fund. Most of the county's fires cost less than $3,000 to $5,000 per incident to extinguish these small fires using aviation assets. If that goes to state mobilization, it can be in the millions of dollars. So for the cost of one state mobilization, roughly $2 to $2.5 million could be used to stand up this program and provide that needed protection between the moment the fire breaks out in a county and the time that it takes to extinguish the fire. It's an important need that counties that don't have financial resources to fly aviation assets on every fire throughout a long fire season, it will provide that assurity that we can put these fires out while they're small.
Well, that seems reasonable. What's been the hangup in the legislature?
You'd think it'd be a simple bill to pass to give a tool for local fire departments to put the fires out while they're small. But everybody in different agencies have their different viewpoints. And we've tried this policy concept and negotiated it for the last 6 years. And meanwhile, in our communities and in our counties, we've seen many parts of our natural resources be wiped out by wildfires. And those are generational losses. The loss of state lands impacts our ability to fund school construction. The loss of private land is people's lifetime savings. So it's common sense that we focus on protecting the resources and get the fires out while they're small.